And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, I hope you enjoyed that lovely Brood War OST as we have returned with the grand finals of Sparkling Tuna Cup 56. Oh boy, it's been quite a ride here so far. Again, we've had some upsets, we've had some insane matches here. Again, one of our players, our Terran, just brought down Geralt 2-0 in the semis. Likewise, we even had Nickage popping off earlier as well. It's been a wild tournament, but it all ends here. We have our top two, and if you are in the chat, predictions. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will be our champion. Again, this is a prediction for the series, not for the game. Predictions open. So best of luck in the chat, as spawning in the top left-hand corner of Amphion, we have our red Protoss player representing Bleed Esports. It is NightMare. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. Let us go. Again, Nicoract, he popped off earlier against Geralt in this matchup in the PvT, and now we're loading into the same map that we just had, that we just featured. And I'm curious what NightMare has in store for us. Oh my god, as we start off with a proxy. As amazing, as aggressive as Nicoract was in the last series, NightMare is looking to meet that aggression with his own, with a proxy. Okay, let's go. We'll see if Nicoract can get a read on what's going on. We'll see if he can get a read on things, as we are going for a proxy gate. It's going to be one gateway back at home, one proxy across the map. With this, we should be going for a Zealot first, so the Zealot can walk across the map and meet up with the eventual Stalker and Adept aggression. Here we go, there we go, the first Zealot is on the way. Typically the way this works is we have a proxy, so we have one Zealot initially, then we make the Stalker across the map and we reinforce with an Adept, as the Adept can shade across the map and get across the map that much faster. Uh-oh, economic opener. Racks expand. Single gas opener here at Nicoract. It is very economic. As a result, we're working with that much less. On top of that, no SCV Scout, no Reaper Scout, going for a Marine first. This is a greedy build out of Nicoract. Oh boy, and NightMare is looking to punish the greed. He's looking to punish the greed. There's a Stalker proxied across the map. There's the Adept to race across with the Shade, as we did mention. It's a bit of a 1-1-1. Zealots, Adept, and Stalker all coming together, all looking to shut down the Natural. The Natural's halfway done. It is now halfway complete, and we don't have an army. We have one Marine. We have one Marine to work with. Nicoract in a bit of trouble. The SCV is going to be shut down. The command center is delayed, and we're not going to finish the CC. It's not going to finish anytime soon, at least. Boys are being pulled. Marine trying to hold the line. Zealot has arrived. Now Nicoract, I'm sure, is aware of what's going on, as here come initial units. We have our Adept, soon to be a second Stalker, and we're looking for a cancel, and we're going to get it. We're going to get the cancel. Adept even shades in. We shade into the main base. We threaten the mineral line. Boys are being pulled. The first SCV goes down. We get one. We get two SCV kills. And there's the cancel on the expansion. And just a really rough start here for Nicoract. Did gamble a little bit. I mean, both players did in a way. When Nicoract opened up economically, and NightMare did look to punish that. And now Nicoract forced into a one-base all-in, essentially. It's a 2-1-1. We have a 2-1-1 setup, working towards Stim, working towards Medivacs. Now, Nicoract lost a couple of workers, that's true, but we maintained the army. Like, the Marine count is still looking solid. And we are building up, making 3 Marines at a time. We should be seeing an add-on swap here for Medivacs. And we'll see if NightMare can survive the build here, the forced all-in, the forced aggression out of Nicoract. It is awkward, though. Like, we don't often see 2-on-1s quite like this. And I believe NightMare sees everything. Yeah, he sees the starport. Sees the researching tech lab as well. Back at home, we're working towards a bay. Now, I believe Nicoract is going to hit first. I believe Nicoract will hit before the first Colossus arrives, which is good. Which is good for the Terran. So there's a window where we can maybe break through. At the same time, though, we're probably going to have to engage with the Stalkers, of course, which will give NightMare the time he needs to make the first Colossus. Depot under fire. Marines trying to force back the army. And we're going for the drop. Risky maneuver here at a Nicoract. Double jump across the map. At the same time, the main army is pushing forward. And does NightMare realize what's going on? Does he realize that the army is missing? And SCVs are going down. Tank volleys going up. Oof. And we recall back home. Yeah, we recall just in time. Colossus, it's halfway done. And once a Colossus arrives, it's going to shut down the aggression. It's going to shut down the drop. It's almost done at this point. We do still up. We do stim in. We get the shield battery. We deny the overcharge. Going for the Stalkers. We get one. We get two. Two Stalkers go down. Three Stalkers go down. We go for the mineral line. Pretty good damage. But here comes the Colossus. We have to respect it. We have to back up. The Colossus does stand strong. But Nicoract does preserve most of his Marines. He lost 3 Marines. 3 Marines for 8 probes and a shield battery. Pretty good. Pretty good damage. Shield battery is being replaced. Nicoract is completely all in. We don't really have that many SCVs to pull. I would love to see like us pull the boys, but at the same time, there's just not really much to work with here. Drop still being active. We will have combat shields. Working towards a second tank. And NightMare is going to have 1 Colossus and 1 Immortal. Ooh, the supply block is real, actually. That's a pretty heavy supply block. Uh-oh. NightMare, he hasn't noticed no pylons in production. Yeah, NightMare focused elsewhere, and that's a big delay. This Colossus has been stuck for quite some time. Uh-oh. And here comes the push. And has the supply block killed NightMare? Has it killed him? It's going to be close. We have an overcharge, though. Army stims forward. Yeah, we stim on forward, but there's not much to protect the Colossus. First tank does siege, so does the second. At the same time, NightMare go for counterattack. The wall is wide open. Oof. The wall is open. Tank volleys going up. Adepts a shade into the mineral line. SCVs are going down, and Nicoract, he was already all in. Second tank did unsiege. We get some hits off. The Colossus getting low. We get the Colossus. Colossus goes down. So does the Immortal. Do we have enough to break through? Looks like the second Colossus does barely finish. No, sorry, Disruptor even, not Colossus. Disruptor on the way. Boys are being pulled. Nova's going to be going off, and it does connect. It takes down the tank. But we can focus on the Stalkers. Nicoract down to 3 Marines and 1 Marauder. He's running out of steam, running out of units. Reinforcements are on the way. Again, Nicoract, he was so close to breaking NightMare, but alas, NightMare holds. And GG gets called. NightMare will take game number 1. Whew. GG, a very intense game. GG, well played. Again, it was just really unfortunate in the early game where Nicoract did open up Rax Expand, no SCV Scout, skipped the Reaper as well, so took a while to, I mean, we just had no read on what was going on. And Nicoract, who was punished quite hard early on, did transition quite nicely into a 1-base all-in and did achieve quite a lot with it, but barely not enough. You know, we killed the Colossus, we got probe kills, but we needed more damage. Even with the supply block, NightMare was able to hold his own. Now we're getting ready for game number 2. Jumping into game 2. Let's go. Also, it slipped my mind, but I thought I'd already done it. A big shout out to Pecoeta, papi. Pecoeta did subscribe while we were on break. Thank you so much for subscribing for 2 months in a row. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the emotes. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you. It's thanks to the support that we get, not just on Patreon, but to the support that we get on Twitch and YouTube, that we're able to, of course, fund our events and host them as well. So we do appreciate it. We do appreciate it. And here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Bleed Esports. It is NightMare. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Blue Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes down in this series, looking to bounce back. It is Nicoract. I want to believe. As I'm sure this time we're going to be able to ease into a much more standard game. You know, NightMare popped off with the proxy in game 1. This time, I'm sure we're going to be able to settle into the mid-game, and Nicoract would be forced into a 1-base all-in. I'm sure. But now, Gateway back at home, probe is being sent across the map. This time, Nicoract going for a double gas opener. Makes sense. After what happened in game 1, likewise on Oceanborn, it is a smaller map, known for more aggression, more so than Amphion. The probe does go for the SCV, so fire being as annoying as possible. Gets extra shots off. Zealot first here out of our Protoss, okay. We may opt to cancel, yeah, we do cancel the Zealots, just in case there was some cheese, some shenanigans. Zealot is cancelled, and we are going to be embracing a standard opener. NightMare going for a Gate Cyber Expand. Meanwhile, Nicoract going for a Rax into Factory with the double gas. And with this, we can go into a 1-1-1. We can head into a Mine Drop, Cyclones, Reaper Hellion, Hellion Drop even. See where we're headed. NightMare is pulling back. And Nicoract is expanding. Not going for a 1-1-1. Is taking a CC. On the high ground, just to be safe. Just to make sure we don't get harassed. And NightMare is going for a Twilight Council opener. Okay, Twilight Council should be working towards Blink. Standard safe opener out of NightMare. Likewise, Nicoract poking in, does confirm the tech, it gets eyes on the Twilight Council, and will back the hell off. Will retreat. And back at home, it looks like we are setting up for a mine drop. Widowmine's on the way. Starport as well for a medevac. The question becomes, do we go for a second Widowmine as well? Ooh, not quite. So just the one Widowmine into a Cyclone. So more of like a kitchen sink build. We have Marines, Widowmine, Cyclone. Should still be going for the medevac, and we should be dropping across the map with a bit of everything. There is a lot of potential early on. Like Cyclones, we've seen them pop off. We saw that earlier against Geralt. I mean, it was a double Cyclone drop instead, but still they can be quite effective in the early game. And be quite effective. Natural's being taken, and Nicoract is going to be main nutting over. Initial Adept is under fire. Forced to back off. And how many gateways are we working with? Interesting. We have 2 gateways in the main. We have 1 gateway on the natural, so 3 gate blink out of NightMare. Very safe play from our Protoss. The move out is spotted. And we do take down the Adept. Not bad. The Adept does fall. Frank rotating over. Getting on top of the Stalker. Shield battery is ready. We have the overcharge as well. Oh! Widowmine does burrow. And NightMare not quite able to engage. And Blink finishing up in 5 seconds. With Blink, we can bait out the mine shots. Speaking of, mine shot is baited. Widowmine goes down. And Nicoract has to back off. Does have to retreat. Oh! Coming back around, catching a Stalker, but it's going to cost us everything. Not a worthwhile trade. Oh, that was 6 Marines and a Cyclone for 1 Stalker. Again, as we mentioned, it was a very safe opener from NightMare. Going for 3 gateways. Had extra Stalkers. Nicoract going for a Raven drop or Raven harass. Going for the auto turrets. Back at home, we are set up on 2 bases. We have tanks, 1 in the main, 1 in the natural. We are pretty well positioned. Ready for the Stalkers. Raven into the main. And gets a probe, gets 2 probes. Even 3. Not bad. 3 probes go down. NightMare has high ground vision, but he sees the bio army and he most likely won't dive. As we can see the 3-1-1 setup, the bio army does get out of position. The tank is exposed, and the tank will go down. Again, thanks to the observer, we did get eyes on the bio army. Did see the move out. Likewise, we're trading well against the Marine. Oh my god, the blinks. They're insane. That was 4 Marines going down, a tank for 1 Stalker. Efficient trades out of NightMare back at home, expanding, taking his 3rd. Taking up towards Colossus. The bay is done. Sends double lance. Charge as well, and NightMare, he's just settling into his mid game. Meanwhile, Nicoract, my eyes are really on our Terran player. How aggressive do we want to be? When do we throw down the 3rd CC? If at all. Auto Tower gets 2 more probes. We snipe the Observer. Not bad. Observer goes down. That means NightMare is more in the dark. That much more unawares, and there it is, a 3rd CC on the way in the main. And thankfully for NightMare, he has a backup Observer. 2nd Observer over the army. NightMare, he sees all. Oh, this Raven. Getting 5 probes, 6 probes even. Not bad. Move out is spotted. Nicoract has to be very careful. Doesn't want to bleed out Marauders or tanks. Anything, really. Army blinks away. Nicoract keeps on pushing. Moving out. Oh, making our way towards the 3rd. NightMare is in position. We already have 2 Colossus. The Colossus are spotted. The tanks do siege. And we collapse on the tanks. And Charge will take down the 1st and the 2nd tank. And NightMare will shut this down. And NightMare, he was more than prepared. He's got his Colossus, Charge lots, 4th base is on the way, and Nicoract has to race back home. His force back. And NightMare, he can keep pushing. Again, there's no more Colossus. The force fields. Oh my god, we locked down the army. GG gets called. Nicoract gets called out, and NightMare takes a 2-0 lead. GG. Very impressive stuff there out of NightMare. Again, able to just focus on the 1st tank, able to get map control, strip it away from Nicoract. And Nicoract, he just hasn't been able to freely get into his own build so far. Not yet in the series. Again, a very different dynamic to what we saw against Geralt, for example. Like NightMare has just been so much so in the face of Nicoract, time and time again. It's been there to stop him, to slow him down. Now we're getting ready for game 3. I'm hoping for a back and forth, and NightMare, he needs one more. One more game, and NightMare will be our champion. And he was favored coming into this tournament, but we have seen NightMare drop some maps. Likewise, Nicoract looks very impressive in the semifinals. Here against NightMare, it is a bit of a different dynamic, but we'll see. We'll see how we embrace a larger map like Alcyone. We shall see. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alcyone, we have our Red Brodos player representing Bleed Esports. 1 game away from becoming our champion. It is NightMare. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Blue Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. He's up against the wall. He needs your support. He needs your NG in the chat to bounce back, to bring it all the way back here and to force an ace match. Can we pull this off on a larger map like Alcyone? Who do I favor? I mean, On the one hand, this can lead to longer macro games, true, but is that what Nicoract wants? Is that what NightMare wants? Hello, Mr. Probe. What's going on? Uh-oh. We're setting up a proxy. Okay, a proxy right outside the natural of Nicoract. Bold move by NightMare. Very bold move, going for the proxy. I imagine going to be a proxy gateway, so another 2-gate opener out of NightMare. Hoping for a more economic build from the Terran, and that's what we're getting. Nicoract is going for a Rax expand. 1 gas in the main base, faster command center. NightMare, he reads this well. It was a bit of a gamble. There's the gateway on the way. Gateway back at home. And I'm getting flashbacks of game 1 of Amphion. Basically, Zealot back at home, proxied Stalker, Adept back at home as well. We just race and send everything across the map, and the goal is to delay the expansion and to force a cancel. The goal here is to cancel the natural, and we saw that on Amphion, Nicoract, he was forced into a 1-base all-in. This time, Nicoract, he's going for a Reaper. This does mean that he can force at least the initial Adept to be kept back at home. We'll see. We'll see what we get done as the Reaper moves out and the proxy is not spotted. The Zealot is going to be a bit of a tell. Reaper does spot the Zealot, and we'll be able to dance against it. Oh, the KDA chart, let's go! Nice moves. The Zealot is delayed. At the same time, the Stalker has right to be focused on the first SCV, and we will delay the expansion. Reaper's racing back home. Cyclone's on the way. Thankfully. And the base itself still with plenty of HP. Fighting against the Zealot. A second Stalker has arrived at death as well. And can we save the base? Can we save the expansion? As actually we're going to be focusing on the reactor. We're focusing on the wall up. First SCV goes down. Up. Second, third SCV as well. Don't pull away in time. But with the help of this Cyclone, we should clean this up. And we get the Zealots, followed by the Adept. Oh. Let's get away. Stalker's getting some big shots up here on the Cyclone. Cyclone's sustaining damage. Could you reinforce with another Stalker, another Adept? Oh, this is getting out of hand. This is becoming a bit much. The CC is still up, but for how long? And some boys are being pulled. We do repair the Cyclone. And we defend. Whew, okay. We defend our natural. We're okay. We have our 2 Cyclones. Getting into the starport. We get the lock-ons on the Stalkers. Nice kiting out of NightMare. But we should clean this up. Does cost us a Cyclone. Oh, and the second Cyclone as well. And barely was alive. Barely makes it. And Nicoract, he shuts down the proxy, shuts down the army, will expand, taking his natural. And this is a much better position compared to game 1. Remember, game 1 we were forced into an all-in. This time Nicoract, he holds. Does hold on. Does survive. Uh-oh, behind this aggression. The aggression does continue. NightMare going for a 4-gate setup. 2 gateways finishing up, 2 more gates on the way. Into Blink, Immortal production as well. Now what's important is that this Twilight Council is delayed. Twilight Council has been delayed because of the aggression. Blink is going to be late as well. So Nicoract, we can pull this off. Oh my, we pull the boys, let's go! We're reinforcing with Banshees, with more tanks, and Nicoract, he's sending it across the map. And what do we have at him to defend? What do we have? No shield batteries, we have a pylon, we have an Immortal. Thankfully, a safety Immortal, right? The Immortal is on the way. That will help. But is it enough? It's going to be close. It's going to be close here. I believe we should have enough to protect the tank and to get on top of this. And Nicoract has arrived. No shield battery. Tank does siege. Boys are being pulled. We're going to have to kite back. The Immortal going straight for the Cyclone. Cyclone goes down. The tank thereafter. Yeah, the Immortal does focus on both factory units we are holding. Again, so important that we have the Immortal, but it does cost us every single probe. 15 probes go down. Not too bad. We do deal quite a bit of economic damage, but what's important is that NightMare does survive. And she's moving out towards the main. We have Stalkers and the Observer in position. Oof. Oh, the Banshee barely survives. Does get away. Second Banshee towards the natural. Last NightMare in position. As the dust does settle, I mean, I have to give the edge to NightMare. NightMare's got charge, working towards DTs. That Arc Shrine is on the way. NightMare is moving out. And we're ready for this as well. Stalkers at the natural. The Banshees, they haven't achieved too much. They do survive, but those were some big investments. And now that charge is done, we can collapse on this. Without Stim, this bio army is so fragile. Without a bunker, this tank is exposed. The Observer does confirm this, and we dive in. Nice split. We avoid the tank shots. The tank is going to go down. The Immortal, it brings it down immediately. The first tank falls, the second tank as well. And this is becoming too much already. 9 SCVs. We will clean this up, but these are workers that Nicoract could not afford to lose. Down to 27 workers. And the Dark Shrine, it's about to finish. It is about to complete. Now, thankfully, there's no War Prism, so we have to reinforce back at home. The Warp in at home instead. That is the saving grace here for Nicoract. Here come the DTs. Here come the Dark Templar. They're waddling across the map. Likewise, NightMare getting ready to push in once again. We've been muling our hearts out. Because of the economic damage, because of all the SCVs going down, Nicoract does not have any scans. No scans available. No turret available. And the DTs, they may just end it here and now. We do have our first scan. Oh, and GG gets called. We're not ready. We don't have a second scan available. And NightMare will take the series 3-0, becoming this week's Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, NightMare will take it once again. And NightMare, that step closer here to winning the most amount of Tuna Cups out of all the players in the world. He is that much closer. Currently, Cristiano holds the mantle of most Tuna Cup championships. But NightMare, he's closing in. He's closing in on Cristiano. Likewise, Cristiano was not here this week. He was not here. Cristiano has 12 wins under his belt. NightMare now has 6. Half the amount of wins, but he's catching up. Is catching up. Again, Cristiano was not here to try to take it to NightMare or to try to vie for the throne as he has in the past. And what I will say, though, is that even though Cristiano wasn't here to stop NightMare, we did have some players pop off. Like, I was still impressed. I was still very impressed here by some of the other competitors. Shout out to Nikic for forcing the ace match, going all the way to game 3 against NightMare. And even not just Nikic, but shout out to D-Bath, a very unknown player. I've never casted him before, but I don't know if you can see there in the round of 16. Hold on. There we go. In the round of 16, NightMare, he went to the ace match again in the round of 16 against a Protoss player in a PvP. So, you know, NightMare was not untouchable, is what I should say. He was not untouchable in the round of 16, and in the semifinals, players did take maps, but not series. In the end, in the finals at least, NightMare did pop off and did claim the win. GG, well played. Shout out to Nicoract for making it to the finals. Even though Nicoract struggled against NightMare, credit where credit is due. Nicoract, he looked powerful against Geralt. And Geralt is no slouch. Geralt is one of the best Protoss players in Europe. In Europe, I would say Geralt is what, top 5? Top 5 in Europe? I would say maybe just under Cristiano and under Skillus and Showtime and Max, but outside of those players that I just mentioned, like, Geralt is up there. is up there. So yeah, very strong player in his own right. So for Nicoract to take him down 2-0 is very impressive. Likewise, Nicoract looked terrifying against Eba. He was hyper aggressive against Eba as well. So did well for himself. May not have beaten NightMare, but took down some big names nonetheless. GG. GG, well played. And not just our top 4, but a shout out to, I mean, again, Geralt for making it to top 4, Nikish making it to top 4. Shout out to Praetor for winning the random raffle as well. You know, it's not easy, you know, rolling the dice and then winning the random raffle. So congratulations to Praetor. You can see here for winning the random raffle earlier over Shameless and Azura and Papa Panda and everyone else. And yeah, with that, GG. GG, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the event. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves tonight with StarCraft, and I believe the night is still young. I believe the Esports World Cup closed qualifier is starting up in how long? An hour. In 1 hour's time, we have the Esports World Cup closed qualifier. Who is playing in that event? I believe... Who do we have? Showtime is going to be going up against Shin. Who's in the lower brackets? Let me just double check. It's Showtime, Shin, Lambo, Stats, Bunny, and Firefly. Oh boy, that's a lineup. Personally, out of the players that I just listed, personally, I'm cheering for Shin and Firefly. It's hard to say, but I'm a big fan of Shin. I'm a big fan of Firefly. I'm a big fan of Bunny as well. I would love to see them all do well for themselves, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know that you know, Showtime and Lambo and Stats as well, they're all amazing players in their own right. It's gonna be amazing to see who makes it through, but it's only top 2. Top 2 make it out of the closed qualifier, and there are 6 players left. So you know, we do have to say goodbye to some of these players, and it's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be very cutthroat between all of those players. So I wish them all the best of luck, to all of them, even those that I'm not necessarily cheering for. I mean, I still wish the best to Showtime, Lambo, and Stats as well, obviously. And how can you not cheer for them either, right? It's like Showtime had the run of his life in Home Story Cup earlier. Lambo, who's been a little bit more in the dark. If you remember, Lambo did not play in Home Story Cup, as Lambo was on vacation. So Lambo's current form was a little bit more in question, but the reality is that everyone has been working towards the Esports World Cup. It is the Grand Finals, the World Finals for StarCraft, so everyone is in form, and Lambo can definitely pose a threat to his competitors. Likewise, Stats has been improving so much over the course of the year. Post IM Katowice, Stats has really leveled up. Yeah, wish them all the best. Wish them all the best. But now, though, we're wrapping up. We are wrapping up our broadcast, we're wrapping up our tournament. And who do we send our love to here? Who do we raid? Who do I see live? I see Gemini. GGE Mini. I do see Gemini. It looks like he's currently casting the All Things Team League, ATL. I don't know what ATL is, I'll be honest. But he's casting a team league of some sort. Casting a team league. So yeah, we may as well raid Gemini. Who else is streaming? I think mainly Gemini. Also, I see Hurricane. He's covering his Japanese tournament. We'll send it to Gemini. Send it to Gemini. If you were watching over the weekend, we casted Gemini play against Trap. We saw Trap step on Gemini, and he liked it. He liked it. He loved it. It's beautiful. So we'll send him some love. We were having fun with Gemini earlier. So yeah, with that, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for the support. If you want to help support us and support this tournament, then Patreon. Patreon is the place to do it. As we switch our scenes over. You can see here, just underneath Nicoract's name, that is our current amount that we gain through Patreon that does fund our tournament. And you can see our goal as well for the next kind of tier, for the next milestone, to boost the prize pool and to grow our events. Our goal, or at least my goal at least, is to help grow the event to pay out top 4. Currently, top 2 do earn prize money. I would love to pay out top 4 and to spread the love even further. So yeah, help us grow our Patreon if you're interested. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Our next broadcast is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be live with the, I'm going to say the Esports World Cup, with ESL Open Cup Asia. ESL Open Cup Asia is going to be tomorrow. ESL Open Cup Americas is going to be on Tuesday. Then we have the Kung Fu Cup on Wednesday. WTL comes back over the weekend. And Cheesadelphia is on Sunday as well. And I believe we're going to be a part of that. Say goodbye to my sleep schedule. Say goodbye. I'm going to have to get in touch with the organizers. But I believe Cheesadelphia is on the horizon. So we'll be all over that. All over that. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things Cranky Ducklings, if you're interested. Exclamation mark socials. Otherwise, check us out over on YouTube. We do stream on both platforms, on Twitch and YouTube. And our VODs are available on YouTube immediately. So if you're one to watch VODs, we got you covered on YouTube. We got you covered, papi. Otherwise, I'm so tired. I apologize if you heard me, like, you can even hear it now. I'm like slurring my words a little bit. That's me being sleepy, so I'm a little bit tired. I'm gonna go and get some food and get some rest. It's 11 p.m. here in Australia, 11 p.m. And I'm on a regular sleep schedule at the moment, so it's late. It's late. But I'll see you guys tomorrow for ESL Asia. I'll see you tomorrow for ESL Asia, and let me know how the closed qualifier goes for EWC, because I'm probably not going to be able to watch all of it. I'm probably going to fall asleep like halfway through, so I'll try and stay up and watch as much as I can, but yeah, let us know what you think and how the rest of it goes. Otherwise, see you next time. See you next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.